Success. Success, that long, hard road. What would you do to finally make it to the top? Would you go into crime? Would you take a pill? Would you hurt somebody you really love? What would you do to make it to the top? Will you cheat? Will you try to get it the honest way? Would you take that big leap to become successful? Everybody wants to be successful. What about having all the money you ever wanted? That's been my dream for years. What if you had all of it? What would you do for that? What would you do to have all the money you can't even spend it all? To be able to go buy or do anything you want to do, have financial freedom. Would you go rob a bank? Would you go rob a check cashing place? I mean, what would you do, people? Have you ever thought about that? Would you pick up a gun and go rob somebody? Go rob a bank, especially put on hoods? I mean, will you take crime into your own hands? Will you go and do it just for that financial freedom? Will you rob a cash truck? Are you that bold to get into a gunfight with Brinks or whoever? Just for that gold, just for that wealth? Will you do it? Well, your chances of being successful is very slim. You're probably going to end up here when it's all done. Jail. You're probably going to end up there. Will you take that chance? That slim chance to try to get away with a crime? Or what about that perfect woman you've always dreamed about? You see her riding a bus every day. You see her at work and you dream about her. What would you do to have her? Have that successful encounter and actually have her as your girl. What would you do? I mean, what would you do? Would you fight the school bully? Would you fight the town bully? Would you fight Ice Cube over this girl who's way much bigger than you? Will you fight your best friend for that girl you've always dreamed about? Would you fight and ruin your best friend's relationship? Would you fight Evander Holyfield? Would you go 3 rounds with Evander Holyfield, knowing that you don't have the skill level he has and he will probably knock you out? Would you take that chance and fight Evander Holyfield for that success, for that woman? And also women, what would you do? Put you to the challenge. How bad do you want it? How bad you want that man? Would you slap Donald Trump? Would you get by his Secret Service and try to slap him? If you do, you're tough. To get by his security and slap Donald Trump in the face. But will you be tempted to do it? What about that job? What about that position? Are you bold enough to go for it? What would you do for that success of that new job, that new position? Or becoming a supervisor, what would you do? How far would you go? Because there are some people who do some heinous things to get to the top, to get that position. They'll take out a gun and point it at the head of their boss. They go that far. They go that far to take out a gun and try to intimidate you into that position. Point it at your boss. You tell him, I better get that position, or this is what's going to happen to you. Or would you have an affair with your 88-year-old boss? I mean, I know some women would do it. Entice their 80-something-year-old boss. Will you go that far? Is it that serious? What about if I offered you a blue pill or red pill? The red pill says you would get the success right now, but you'll be dead in 5 years. The blue pill says you would get the position in 15 years, but you would get to keep that position forever and ever. Which pill will you take? The now or the later? The red now, blue later? What would you do? A lot of people would take that red pill because they want that success now. They want that feeling now. They want to be able to hold up that flag saying, I made it. Because peer pressure is something. Just to say, I made it, I'm successful. I beat you. So people can be your friend. They can look at you and admire you. Will you sell your soul to the devil? Knowing that at the end, that's where you're going, to hell with the devil. Or will you wait on God and God said, wait. You don't know when it's going to happen. But if you wait on me and trust on me, I'll bless you one of these days. What would you take? What did this guy take? This guy's name is Ben Johnson. He took that magic pill, anabolic steroids, so he can run for his country of Canada. And why did he do that? Because his dream was to beat the United States of America and their golden boy champion. And he did. He did. That pill worked. And he beat Carl Lewis. He beat Carl Lewis. He beat Carl Lewis. And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. But that was only a 24-hour fix. Because Carl Lewis snitched on him, said that he took anabolic steroids. They investigated it and found out Ben Johnson cheated. Because Carl Lewis said, there's no man that can beat me. He had to have been on something. If somebody offered me anabolic steroids to beat somebody I always wanted to beat, Usain Bolt, I would do it. The Jamaican champion, the fastest man in the world, Egg Dog, take this and you can beat him in the Olympics. Do you think I would take that? Yes. Just for that satisfaction of beating Usain Bolt, Jamaica's king. I would love it. Just to be on top, even if it's for 24 hours. I probably would take that pill. Do you remember these two? They took that pill and they was the popularest guys in the 80s and 90s. The Bash Brothers. Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire. But Mark McGuire took that from Jose Canseco, that steroid pill, and he flourished it. He broke Roger Maris's home run record, and he kept going with it. Didn't stop. Didn't stop. He kept going and had a successful career. The downfall, he would never see the Hall of Fame. And do I think he's a Hall of Famer? Yes. But they would never let him in. That's the choice that he took, to take that pill for that success. And he's going to pay for it. He's going to pay for it. What about Lyle Alzado? He had a great career. But he lied and said he was natural. But then at the end, he said he wasn't. He took steroids his whole career. And it ended his career and ended his life. And he was one of the best football players to ever don a Raider, silver and black. And it's the big question. What would you do to be that guy, that successful person? Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers. What would you do to get to his spot? He's worth $56 billion. And he owns the Clippers, an NBA basketball team. What about Mark Zuckerberg? They laughed at him when he was a kid, saying, Facebook, you're stupid, it's never going to work. But it worked. What about the designer of Apple? What about him? When he told them about the iPhone, they laughed. Or Mr. Bezos of Amazon. He used to work in his garage. And they said, oh man, you're a bum. But guess what? He's $1 billion bum. Or this one right here. 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman. My idol. I idolized and met Ronnie Coleman, one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. He was the king. He was the GOAT of bodybuilding. But he took that pill for success. that bodybuilding pill, steroids. But he was one of the most successful bodybuilders to ever live. 8-time Mr. Olympia. The GOAT. But guess what? When it's all over, he's crippled in the hospital. And it saddens me to see this. He's surgery after surgery just to survive. And it hurts. But when you ask him about it, he said he'll do it all over again. Because being on that stage, being a winner, was so important to him. But he did it his way, even though he would never have a normal life again. What would you do for that success, people? What would you do? That golden key, if you're able to have it and turn that lock and be successful, what would you do? How seriously will you take it? Will you do it the right way or the wrong way? Always plan for success. Always. But do it the right way. Do it the right way. Because there's always a wrong way to everything. And it can cost you. That road to success means so much for many people. Let's try to do it right so it can last forever. This is 8Dog8. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe and wait for the next video.